Hello friends, this is Shailu Garg with my channel US Stock Market Basics. I'm back with another video. So we'll continue the series. And first of all, thank you for the all the encouragement and motivation in my last video. If you have not watched it, please do look at it. It's related to, is it legal? That's where we started. It is legal to do it on Visa, and then some of the tax compliances. Okay, so again, thank you for all the motivation and encouragement likes you did on my first video. That really helped me to keep going, and I'll continue to do it for whatever I know, at least for now. So in this channel or in this particular video, we are going to talk about now how to get started, right? You have to open an account, and how do you open, what all things you need to take care of, which brokerage account you are opening, right? So all that we'll talk about. First thing is, as far as from my last video, there were a couple of comments from my friends, especially, back in India. Are you going to, provide any tips for the US stock market, or especially related to stocks, individuals, right? I don't think so. That's what the idea of this channel is. First thing is, obviously, I'm not SEC registered, so there is no way I can do it legally, right? The second is, from your perspective also, if you see, why would you allocate significant money just based on what I'm saying, right? Truly, until you do your research and all of that. So that is like another thing, right? You should not really just do it based on someone is saying to you, right? It's all your hard earned money, and you have to do a research before you even think about stock, specific stock picks. So this is more about, okay, how do you get started in US stock market? What all things you need to take care? What are the different alternatives available, right? When you compare back in India. So that's all the motive of this channel is. We may use, let's say, any stock name as an example or a use case, but that's just for the, knowledge or discussion purpose. No recommendation as far as buy or sell. Okay. So with that, let's start on the how to open a brokerage account. Yes, right. So first question is, what is brokerage account? Brokerage account, if you have done it in India, again, in India, it's called a demat account. The same, different term for that is the brokerage account. So brokerage account is basically an account you need to open from where you can sell and buy your stocks. Okay, so similar to a bank account where you keep your money, this brokerage account is to hold your stocks, right? Where you can buy and sell any of your stocks there. So the first thing, okay, which firm to choose, or what are the different options available to start opening a brokerage account, and how is it even opened? Okay, so it is all online. You really don't need to visit any office to do that. Okay, now there are different brokerage firms in US, similar to what you have in India. Again, I'm doing more like a compare in India, so it's easier at least for the guys who have done at least or some understanding of how it works in India, and then you can compare it back in US. So there are different brokerage firms in US also. Just to name few, you may have heard Webull, Robinhood, JP Morgan Chase, Fidelity, right? Some of these are the brokerage firms. So you basically go to their site, or you can download an app, and then you open the account with them. Okay, opening an account really needs your SSN and some of your personal information, right? Maybe your income and all before you open that account. Okay, now once that account is open, you basically link your bank account with your brokerage account, right? Because your bank or the money may not be with the same firm. So what you do, you link your bank account with them, and then anytime you have to buy a stock, you basically first need to transfer the money from your bank account to the brokerage account, and then you can buy a stock, and once you sell it, it will again come back to your brokerage account only, but then you can transfer it back to your bank account, right? That's how it works. Now, few things to take care, as I said, in terms of what all things to do, right, when opening an account. My recommendation would be, you always go with the big names, right? Don't open with someone who may be new, you may not know, have not had good feedback, because end of the day, it's your money. You really want to be with a firm which is, which has seen, many years in this industry, and then also at the same time who is handling a lot of, customers, right? So if I have to give some examples in terms of big names, and then we'll also talk about some of the, smaller names, right? So if you go with how much money they have in their AUMs, right, asset under management. So there are few names, right? One comes Charles Schwab, I think somewhere around 9-10 trillion dollars. Vanguard, same range. Fidelity, maybe 5-6 trillion dollar. And then you have JP Morgan Chase, somewhere around 3 to 4 trillion. I think they also have, right? And they handle millions of, customer there as well. Now there are few which are like app based, recently came up, which they are also very good, right? Robinhood, interactive brokers, and Webull I have also heard. I really, don't have any personal experience with them, but I have heard about them. So there are many, but my suggestion would be to go with big names, that have established themselves in the market for decades, and then they are handling, millions of customers. Because end of the day, it's your money. It's secured, it's insured, right? Similar to the bank account where we say it's FDIC insured, stock market or your stocks are also SPIC insured. But then why to even think in a terms of, if some firm fails and then it's all, going into the cases, and, when your money will be returned. So we really don't want to go there, right? So always go with the big names. I know sometimes, few of the firms may be offering as a promotion, right? They may give you some fractional share. And what is fractional share, we'll talk about in our, upcoming videos. Or some kind of a, $5, $10, up to I think $100, $200 sometimes they even gave, right? But think of it as, if you are investing something, does it really make much difference, right? Getting $50, $100. Not really, right? Although if you think, you can say, maybe baniya aadmi hu and $5 to $10 even if I'm getting, right, which is legal and ethical, why not to take it? But then end of the day, it's your money. You really want to, see, you play with big. My initial recommendation would be, if you have any 401k account that you are participating, try to see if that firm actually has a, individual accounts also, and open with them. Otherwise, as I said, you can open with, any of the accounts. Okay. Now, looking at in terms of what all options or differences individual accounts has, truly for a beginner, not really a much difference in terms of whether you go with, one brokerage versus another. And I'll tell you why. Because in terms of commissions and any fees, most of these firms, what I have named as an example, and even if you try to find something else, they are free, right? So as long as it's not a day trading you are doing, right? If you have heard those options, put and call, it's always free, right? You buy share, trade, sell your share, and no commission is charged. And then at the same time, there is no account fee as well, right? You go with anyone. So that's the reason, right? And then every firm at this point pretty much has a app. You can go in laptop, or you can do through your mobile app. So that gives you kind of 24/7 access as well. So why to go with someone who is not very known? Because end of the day, for you, they are providing the same customer service, right? No fees, nothing, right? Now, one thing you will also need to know here is, and I'm not sure how it works back in India, is, let's say you have linked your brokerage firm account with your bank account. You transferred the money, right? But you have not bought any stock yet. It's just sitting in your brokerage firm. Typically how it works is on any uninvested cash. So when we say uninvested cash, it is basically a cash that is not invested. It is sitting as a cash in your brokerage firm. Typically you will get somewhere around 4%, 4.5% as an interest rate on that money. Okay, because that's tied to their money market, and then they pay you 4.5% yearly annual interest, right? Which is much higher than putting money in a saving account, right? Or it's almost similar to putting money in a CD, right? So that gives you flexibility also, because your money is earning an interest, which is very good. And also at the same time, there is no penalty. You can always withdraw that money and put it back into your bank account. Okay, so that thing you need to remember when you open an account. Just try to see at least that. I'm not sure about all these firms how much they pay, And obviously it can, anytime can change depending on the market and, some of the other yield rates and everything. But that's something to consider, right? Where you can get an interest on the uninvested money. Okay. um, and then other than that, pretty much I would say in all these firms, it's same. The one other difference actually could be where all the stocks, right, that you see, and then we'll also talk about, some of the, as I said, alternatives as far as leveraged ETFs, inverse ETFs, right, how it works in US. Everything may not be available in all the accounts because some of these are very risky trades. And then depending on the brokerage firm as well as the profile of how you are opening your account, they may not allow you to buy or sell some of these risky, stocks or risky ETFs. So that is also a one big difference where you really want to see how you want to do it. If you really want to have leveraged, ETFs, then try to see if that firm actually allows it or not, which is good, right? From a firm perspective, it's a bigger firm. Obviously, they don't want their investors or clients to lose money. They may be restricting it. And then actually what you will also see, if you open an account and then you want to buy some stocks, actually some of these risky stocks, you have to give your declaration that yes, you have a little bit of knowledge of this stock market. Obviously it's up to you, you can always check it. Firm is not going to go any or do any test or knowledge test on you, right? So but they want to get your declaration as far as yes, you understand your profile actually matches to do all these kind of stocks before you even buy and sell it. Okay. So as I said, in terms of brokerage firms, pretty much same, zero commissions here, zero account fees. You get interest on your uninvested cash, which is again very good, right? So treat it more like if you have an extra money sitting in your bank account, your checking account or saving account, you can always put it here, right? And again, it's insured, and that's why I said, end of the day, anything can happen, right? In terms of firm, we have seen many big firms also going out of the way, and for that fact, banks can also go out, right? So it's all insured, SPIC insured, FDIC insured, right? So I don't think there is too much worry in there, but still there is you can take care or take advantage of that uninvested cash stream also. Other than that, I think pretty much as I said, so first step is to open an account, go online, do some research for yourself. Okay, just don't listen to anyone else. Yes, recommendations from your friends and family come handy because they have that experience, so they can give you the right advice. And then open an account online, and then you have to fund that account. Fund that account means transfer the money obviously before you can buy any stock, right? So you have to link your bank account to them, and then you can pretty much easily transfer money to your brokerage firm, buy the stock, sell the stock. And if you want to bring it back to your bank account, you can always do that as well. Okay, again, it's all online. Everyone has an app nowadays, right? 24/7 access. So I think, yeah, that's your first step before we now we'll talk about as far as what all alternatives are available or what all options are available in US stock market. So we'll keep it till here. Again, my last video was more on is it legal on visa and tax compliances. This video is more about how to even get started, give you an idea about different brokerage firms, how it works, right? And then in next videos, we'll talk about the stock market itself in terms of different indexes. And I was telling about these leveraged ETFs, how does it work, some of those different options that are available in US stock market. I don't think India is there. One more thing actually I'll also talk about as far as the timing, right, for these brokerage firms or when you can buy and sell the stock. So most of the firms will allow you definitely in the the stock market open hours, which is typically 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. So that is a standard time where the stock market is open. But you will see some of these firms actually allow kind of 24/5 or 24/7 trading as well. But that is very, very risky, okay, because volume is very low. And as you know, if volume is low, volatile, how stock can be volatile. So we will talk about that also, but that's also one thing to consider. I just thought to share that as well. I'm pretty much sure when we are talking about these basics or how do we do it. Obviously, I really don't think you should be doing all that overnight trading. That impacts your health as well, right? You may be thinking about that all the time, and then also at the same time, as I said, it's very, very volatile in the night trades. So but other than that, pretty much everyone will allow you while the stock market is open, right? And we'll also talk about the pre-open market and post closing market as well, because that there are also 3 to 4 hours available where volume is quite good, so not too risky in terms of overnight. So that's all, I think, pretty much. Again, thanks for your time. As I said, I'll try to continue to do this series, and we'll talk about more. Again, please do like it. If or if you have any comments, just please share it. So I can try to make some more meaningful, some relatable that you really think is going to help you all in terms of how to get started. So thanks again. Bye.